you're like a career person here. What are you talking about? But I
Yeah.
think the idea that it's like you can set your own hours, you can take as many patients as you need to or want to. You can take care of patients the way you're supposed to. No one's breathing
Mhm.
down your neck about metrics and did you do this many clicks for this much RVUs. It
Yeah.
almost feels like your people. It's like you have a tribe and you didn't even know you were part of this tribe. And now you meet them and think, how come I went so long without knowing you? I'm happy.
Welcome to DPC Life, the podcast where independent doctors share real stories, bold ideas, and the freedom of doing medicine on your own terms. I'm your host, Dr. Ann Gonzalez, and together we'll explore the wins, the struggles, and everything in between. Let's dive in. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the DPC Life podcast. I'm Dr. Ann Gonzalez, and if you're listening to this on your way home from clinic, half dreading the charting that still awaits you, this one is going to hit close to home. Today, I'm talking with Dr. Nadia Sirdar, an internal medicine physician and founder of Bethesda Modern Primary Care in Bethesda, Maryland. She spent almost a decade in hospital medicine, dealing with metrics, RVUs, and volume, and still going home to her family feeling emotionally drained. What changed everything for her was discovering direct primary care as a real way to practice medicine slowly again, to actually know her patients and to stop feeling like she was on a conveyor belt. In this episode, we get into the exact moments in hospital medicine that made her say, I can't do this for 20 more years, how a podcast and the DPC Summit opened the door and gave her a tribe of people that got it immediately. The tension she felt around branding her practice as concierge versus DPC while staying true to her public health values and making care feel accessible, not elitist. And her clinical niche, menopause and perimenopause care, and why midlife women are falling through the cracks in the traditional system. You'll also hear some really human moments, her fear of losing hospital camaraderie, how she rebuilt community through the DPC world, and how her own kids ended up passing out flyers at farmers markets and designing swag for her practice. If you're DPC curious or quietly planning your exit from the system, listen to this as both inspiration and as a very real look at what it takes emotionally and practically to open your own DPC practice. And just a quick note before we jump in, if episodes like this one are stirring something in you and you want a structured way to explore DPC, I put together a free 5-day DPC confidence course. It's a short daily email series to give you small steps that you can take every day to help you get closer to your dream DPC practice and get you out of traditional practice. I'll tell you exactly how to grab that at the end of the episode. This show is also brought to you by Harmony Ops for DPC, the CRM I built specifically for doctors launching or growing their DPC practices. We'll talk more about founders' rates and some special pricing that's available through the end of the year after the episode. For now, settle in and enjoy this conversation with Dr. Nadia Sirdar. I'm so glad to have Dr. Nadia Sirdar with me. She is internal medicine physician in Bethesda, Maryland, and the founder of Bethesda Modern Primary Care. And she just opened, which is wonderful and so exciting.
So
Yes.
exciting.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So let's start out with you just telling us how you found DPC and how you got started with it.
Sure. So I actually was thinking about this, and I don't know exactly who told me about DPC. I started thinking about kind of establishing my own practice 5 years ago. And I'm a hospital medicine physician and had been thinking about 5 years ago, I think I need to transition out and what would be the most fulfilling way to practice medicine. And then my mom ended up getting a little bit sick. She's much better now, but I kind of put it on hold. And then when I picked it back up, I was like, oh my gosh, I need so much. I need to learn so much. And so I started listening to a few podcasts. And I think what happened is I was listening to some entrepreneurial type, like physician podcast, and then it linked me or suggested something about direct primary care. and I might have been invited to a group. When I read about it, it just totally clicked. Of course, this is the way to practice medicine.
Mhm.
The whole concept, although it's new, it's kind of just going back to the way things were, with the concept that you could have your black bag and go anywhere and take care of anybody. So that's kind of how I got to DPC. And then I signed up for the DPC Summit in New Orleans. And I was super excited to go because I thought, I'm going to meet my people. And I totally did. And it was wonderful.
Yes. Oh, I'm so glad you got to go because that's really kind of like one of the must-dos for new
Yes.
DPC doctors is going to the summit, and I call it summer camp for DPC docs because
100%. It
it
kind
is
of felt like
so fun.
well, it kind of felt like a conversion because like people would say, "Oh, are you DPC curious? Are you DPC like on board now? Are you?" And it was so funny because I'm like, "Oh my gosh, we're totally going from like one, it's like gradations of DPC." And
Mhm.
so what I love is they always say, "You've seen one DPC, you've seen one DPC," the concept that like everyone can make their particular practice what suits them.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
love that.
Yeah, you get to bring your own flavor to it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm so glad you went. I didn't get to go this year and I hated missing it. And so
Well,
I'm
I'll
like,
get to see you next year.
yeah, definitely next year I'll be there for
It was
sure.
really fun.
Yeah, it is. I was telling someone, I was like, okay, now next year we're gonna have like a bracelet making class for,
Oh my
for summer
gosh.
camp.
Honestly, because you know what's so funny? I'm sure you've had this too, where you go to a CME or a conference and you're there to learn and you're excited to be at all the sessions. But, when you're going between sessions, everyone's just kind of like very serious and walking straight to the next,
Yeah.
ballroom or whatever. This was like you could not get people to get back into the ballroom because everyone's chatting and hugging and
Hmm.
pictures. And it felt kind of like something between a reunion and a wedding and a conference.
Wow. Yeah, like all
You know what
those
I mean?
things.
Like it
That's
felt
right.
very festive and it was
Yeah.
cool to see so many physicians smiling, which I
Hmm.
sadly hadn't seen in a while.
Yeah, especially coming from hospital medicine, I
I
bet.
know. I know it's a
Yeah.
little bit more intense, a little dreary.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, tell me, how long was your kind of glide path getting into DPC? Did you
Sure.
think about it for a long time and plan, or were you like,
So
I'm going?
so interestingly enough, I started in earnest in January of 2025, and I thought for sure I'll be up and running by July 1. And I'll give 3 months notice to my work and I'll open my practice and there you go. And then things happened. It took time to find a space. It took time for me to kind of phase out from my hospital medicine work. And then lo and behold, it's now October and I'm opened and the doors opened a few weeks. And I just feel like the time went lightning fast.
Hmm.
So I thought 6 months I'd be good, but it's like having a baby. It's
Yeah.
9 months
Nine
plus.
months, 9 months. Yes. So how did your colleagues take it? I mean, I don't know. Are there other DPCs in Bethesda?
So interestingly enough, I think I might be the only like pure direct primary care office in Bethesda proper. But as I've started making contacts with others. I found there's some other DPCs popping up in like the suburbs that are like related to the DC, Maryland, Virginia area.
Hmm.
There's a primary care physician in the neighboring suburb, but involved in this area that has a primary care practice that's more, I think, concierge, but they call themselves both. So I think I'm the first. I
Hmm.
think so, as of
Yeah.
what I know.
I think Dr. Matthew Mintz may be in that area.
That's the gentleman who has
Hmm.
practice in Rockville. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, in Rockville. Yeah.
Yeah.
So his thing is it's DPC, but
Mhm.
he calls it concierge because that's what people understand.
Yeah. And I kind of get that
Hmm.
too. Like when you're trying to explain it to folks, they'll say, "Oh, but you mean concierge." And I'm like, "No, because this is how concierge does things and then this is how DPC does it." But I think that the model is more familiar. So it's like the
Hmm.
language doesn't really matter as long as you get the
Right.
patient to understand the model. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And just there's a lot of flavors of DPC. I think there are
Totally.
a lot of flavors of concierge medicine as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hmm.
It's funny. When I first started, when was first thinking about a name, I had the word concierge in it. And for some reason, did not sit well with me. And I come from a public health background and I did a lot of global public health before I went into medicine. And I just couldn't stomach it. And I was losing sleep over what to call this practice because I didn't want to call it anything that would sound like not accessible or too
Right.
exclusive
Elitist.
or
Yeah.
elitist. Yeah. I mean, some people like that vibe, but I wanted it to be something that is approachable, like
Hmm.
me. I don't want it, it has to match your personality too.
Sure.
So it's funny that you asked me about that word because I had this weird love hate relationship with the word.
Yeah.
But
I see what you mean. Because, yeah,
yeah,
when people say, is it concierge? And initially, especially initially, no, oh my goodness,
yeah,
no
right. You
way.
kind of feel defensive almost. Like
I
you're
know.
like, let me explain to you how it's not. But
Right. Yeah.
no, I think that what really drew me to direct primary care in was how can I practice medicine on my terms and what can I do that I don't burn out?
Hmm.
Because I love medicine and frankly, I love the people I worked with for the last 9 years. And that was the hardest part about leaving my job because it's like a family. You do everything together, you see really hard stuff together. And
Hmm.
I think we see each other more than we see our real families. And
Yeah.
so
True.
so
Very
like
true.
I was worried about missing that camaraderie. But you asked me how they reacted. Everybody was I was scared that they would be like, "What are you doing? You're crazy. You're throwing your career away." And absolutely the opposite. Everybody took me aside one by one and they're like, "If this works, can I come?"
Oh,
And I was like,
really?
"Wait, what?"
We
Wait,
won't
I
name
thought you're
names.
yeah, no, I won't name names, but I was like, "You're like a career person here. What are you talking about?" But I
Yeah.
think the idea that it's like you can set your own hours, you can take as many patients as you need to or want to. You can take care of patients the way you're supposed to. No one's
Hmm.
breathing down your neck about metrics and did you do this many clicks for this much RVUs? I mean, it's
Hmm.
gotten so not about the patient and the poor physician is like stuck taking the heat, right? Because we're
Right.
trying so hard to do right by our patients and yet no one's listening to us. I
Hmm.
mean, frankly, like no one's listening.
Yeah.
And you learn to either keep your head down and keep working hard, which is make as little waves as possible because you got to get through your shift and then get home to your family, or wake up and like try to do something. And I think for me, crossing my mid 40s, I kind of thought I have to do something because my career is going to go like this and I'm going to look back and think like I
Hmm.
never tried,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Very much so. Absolutely. So that's really interesting that your colleagues are like, I want in. But that's good because when you're ready,
Fantastic. I
you,
feel like it's a little seed to be planted.
uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
I've been like sort of sharing the little DPC podcast and I've been sharing my little Facebook groups and I take screenshots and share it here and there. And really what's been amazing is the outpouring of support. So everybody wanted to take my cards on the wards and give them out, which I was like, I didn't even know that was allowed, but they're doing it. And
Okay.
and it's amazing. They are showing up at the farmers market. I do a once a month farmers market at the
Cool.
elementary school, and they all came to my table, and I almost cried because I thought this is amazing. You're taking time out from your own schedule
Hmm.
and to come with your kids, and then I've done a couple of events with the Chamber of Commerce, and they're like sending me like good luck, and I'm
Good.
so
Yeah.
excited. I saw your picture, and so it's just
Yes.
really nice because like
That
I
is.
have like a
It's
cheering
great.
squad.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Your business cards, you should give them to the social workers too,
Oh, that's a
because
good idea. Yes.
especially in the ER.
Okay, that's a really good idea. I didn't think about that.
Because if someone needs a physician
Yeah.
and they don't have insurance, of course,
Yeah.
that's kind of a nice fit for you.
Right, of course.
Yeah. And then you're an internist, so you like the puzzles.
I love the puzzle. It's so funny because I've onboarded a few of my patients and I started taking care of a few and I'm very excited to sort of be on this journey of prevention. But one of the things that's going to be a mindset shift for me is the acuity. So I have been dealing with like death and dying nonstop for 9 years. 50% of my patients would go to hospice, a lot of cancer, a lot of complicated. And so when you go from that to like relatively well and we want to keep you well, it's so different.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah,
It's amazing.
it's exciting though. It's
Yeah.
definitely a shift, and I think you've already kind of experienced this, but for me, before we left and went into direct primary care, like you said, you're just kind of head down,
Yeah.
just get through your
Yeah.
work.
Right.
And I felt, and I didn't realize this until afterwards, after I left, that I felt stuck
Yes.
and just not growing.
Not
I
growing.
mean, I was learning stuff for CME and because you have to read,
Right.
right? But just felt like I was very much stuck, not going anywhere. And doing DPC has been just very eye-opening, number one,
Yeah.
regarding medicine and
Yeah.
business,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Then like I get to meet people, like I get to meet you and meet so many awesome DPC doctors
Yes.
and then kind of like you were saying, like it's a reunion, honestly, the summit.
Honestly, it feels like it. It
Yeah.
almost feels like your people. It's like you have a tribe and you didn't even know you were part of this tribe. And now you meet them and think, how come I went so long without knowing you?
That,
That's the
yeah.
feeling I got, where
Hmm.
I felt immediately when you're usually past your 20s, it gets harder and harder to make very
Hmm.
like earnest, sort of organic connections.
Sure. Yeah.
And now it feels, oh, I talked to you for 5 minutes and I feel like I could tell you about my family and I could invite
Yeah.
you to my house for dinner. And
Hmm.
it sounds so crazy, but it's not crazy.
Hmm. Yeah. No, I get it. I get what you're
Like
saying.
when you come to DC, you should come and have dinner at my house because that's
Oh,
fun.
okay.
That's normal.
Thanks.
I met some wonderful people in New Orleans and she was like, "Oh, my son is going to be going for a sixth grade see Washington DC tour." And it was during all this like nonsense in the news. And she's, "Is it safe?" And I was like, "It's totally safe, but because I'm a mother, I know I will go down in my minivan and pick him up if he feels unsafe." And she's, "I totally
Oh,
trust you will do that." And I'm like,
that's
"I'm
so
only
sweet.
20 minutes away. Your kid is my kid. We'll just,"
Yeah. Yeah.
so it was
Yeah.
nice.
Definitely a tribe. You're right. And especially because being solo and, a solo
Yeah.
physician doing DPC by yourself, and there's not really many DPCs around you,
Right.
it does get kind of lonely.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it is nice to have those people that, especially if they're in kind of the same stage of DPC as you, to
Like,
talk
or
with.
even if they're in your stage, they can be like cheering you on. But
Hmm.
equally helpful is folks that are a few steps ahead of you who
Right.
can say, "Hey, I know you feel like there's a slump or things are going slow, but just weather this storm or weather this section of the journey.
Hmm.
And you'll get to the next step." Yeah, because I think when people tell me like how many years they've been doing it and say, "Oh my God, I can't believe it's been that long," it's probably because we're doing everything at lightning speed and we're doing it all ourselves. And
Hmm.
so it feels, oh my gosh, it's already been 10 months. Oh my gosh, it's already been 4 years, like what you were saying.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It
But
really has flown.
it goes fast. I will say, I think I'm working probably more hours, but yet I don't feel it. And I'm also so much more alive and inspired, and my brain is working all the time. And I almost feel like it's like a passion project. Like I forget that I'm working.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah,
So
definitely.
that's a
Yeah.
really, I think that's a wonderful feeling.
All good things.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how about your family? What did they think?
So I am so grateful. My husband is also a physician. He's a stroke neurologist. So he
Oh,
does a
wow.
lot of intense like telestroke and overnights and he's worked to the bone, but he loves what he does. So I can't really like say anything about it. But he's been ready for me to start for like years. You're not happy. And I would say on my days off, "I'm happy. Look, I'm happy."
Me.
Yeah. And then I got to the point where I would hear my kids talk about me to my husband. If, let's say, I'm finishing my notes in the office and they'd say, "Mommy, somebody was mean to mommy today at the hospital," or "Why is everyone so mean when mommy goes to work?" And I kept thinking to myself, like, that's not fair. But daddy's a doctor too. Like, why don't you ask him? But I realized it's because he does it, in a different role. Like he's a specialist, he comes in, he saves the day and he walks away. And it's not to diminish how much he does, it's just a different role.
Mhm.
Whereas my role in internal medicine, yes, I put pieces together, but in hospital medicine, people have gotten sicker and sicker, and now it's becoming like a bandage situation where no one's actually like fixing them
Mhm.
per
Mhm.
se. And it feels like you're going to war every time you go to the
Mhm.
to and because you're used to it, you're like, "Oh, it's fine. I'm fine." But you keep saying you're fine, and then the kids are saying like, don't seem happy." So that part to me was eye-opening because I was very happy to ignore them, and then I thought, actually, I should listen because they're little and they're innocent and they're just speaking from the heart,
Mhm.
kind of what they see. And now the kids are super excited that my 12-year-old daughter asked me about what swag I'm going to have for my clinic. So
So
she helped me
cute.
design like hats and t-shirts and
Fun.
little coasters. And then
Uh-huh.
my son, my 10-year-old, so my sister and I have three kids each, 2 years apart. So all six cousins showed up for the first farmers market and they
Mm.
grabbed the flyers and they literally went out to everybody. "Primary care, primary care.
Oh,
And you
I
can't say
love
no to a
that.
5-year-old.
No, oh yeah, no, can't.
So I think I got at least like maybe a handful of inquiries from the
That's
just
pretty good.
the first one, but it was good.
Yeah. So
They
that
were
was,
very
is that the only one you've done?
That's my first one.
The
Yeah.
first one.
I'm doing
Okay,
another
cool.
one. I do it once a month. So the next one's on the 19th of October. And I think I learned my lessons. Like, you got to have a lot of coffee because it takes a lot of energy to talk to
Does.
people for 4 or 5 hours. It's a lot.
Yes. It is, yeah.
And you're not talking about like the weather.
No.
Every single person has like a significant story to tell you, and
Mm-hmm.
it's meaningful, and you need to be like present. And so I think at the end of those 5 hours, I was like, wow, I'm so tired. That was
Mm-hmm.
amazing, but I'm like flat.
Yeah, your social battery. I just heard that term yesterday. Your social battery was drained.
And I'm an extrovert, but I was like exhausted.
Yes. Yeah, well, it's good that you had little friends to help you kind of
Yeah.
gather people in. Those kinds of things are hard sometimes, especially if you don't. I found you need something, you need to give them something in order to get people to come to you. And you need a good sign.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially because if you're sitting at the table or
Yeah.
whatever.
Right. Yeah. No, I learned, I mean, I had a really nice, like, we had printed out like a really nice tablecloth with like our QR code and our name.
Oh, cool.
And that was really cool because I think the younger people walking by were like, oh, QR code, this is awesome, just for the website. But I think this is going to sound silly, but when you're in hospital medicine, because you're so like overburdened, you spend a lot of time running away from people. And to be honest, this is so opposite. Like you're running towards people and it's a totally different mindset. So I think for me, the first half hour was very awkward because it felt kind of salesy and, ooh, why am I out here? And then my mom, who's a physician, was like, wear your white coat. So I put it on. And then I felt weird and I took it off. So it was like, I was just trying to figure out what was comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think those organic conversations are what really helps people find the connection. And then even just to plant the seed, if they're not looking for a physician today, but if they say in 3 months, 6 months, oh, I did meet that one doctor. What was her name? The Bethesda doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the
Yeah.
hope.
Yes, absolutely. And you're right, you kind of have to figure out what is your, just like you said, like you didn't feel comfortable. You got to find
Yeah,
your space.
right.
Yeah, so how about your elevator pitch? Have you
My
gotten
elevator
comfortable
pitch.
with it?
I think so. I mean, plus or minus. I know at DPC Summit, they were like, practice everywhere and anywhere you go. So do you want to hear it?
Absolutely. Yes, share it with
Okay,
everybody because
so
I'm sure there's people who are like, I don't know what to say.
so Bethesda Modern Primary Care is a direct primary care where prevention comes first. And my priority is to partner with my patients to help them age the most healthy way possible. I have a specific interest in menopause and perimenopause because I think there's huge gaps in care within primary care. And I want to make caring for the phases of menopause and perimenopause the standard instead of the exception. And then I just love older people. And I think a lot of times folks get forgotten and they may not be able to navigate the system. And I want to be their advocate.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
So I like that you've already picked kind of a niche.
I like
Niche.
those two groups. Like they kind of talk
Mm-hmm.
about your avatar. And that was something I learned in the Bethesda Farmers Market was, oh my gosh, everyone who looks like me is coming up to me. So the moms,
Yes,
like the other doctors, I had a ton of doctors sign up for my practice, which was lovely.
that's great.
It's such a huge compliment. I hope I can serve them. Like, wonderful. There were minorities, there were people in my age group or a little bit above my age group. So it was interesting because my sister, who looks a lot like me, and she's a policy person in Washington, so she has a little bit more experience putting herself out there. She was like, you need to just physically stand in front because I kept
Yes.
standing behind the table.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, go stand in front and you'll see who comes to you, and that'll tell you who's sort of organically attracted to you.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, exactly. You do need to stand in front and sometimes having a prop or do you like a
Yeah.
keychain or
Yeah.
like just to get
I had
that first
chapstick. I
engagement.
had really
Yeah.
fancy chapsticks.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Fancy chapsticks.
It has my name on it. Take it.
Exactly. So with you having that special interest in perimenopause and menopause, can I give you a little advice with
Please.
your pitch?
Yeah.
I would try to make it shorter.
Okay.
And then also kind of have this is just, and this is like a formula that people always do.
Yeah.
But you know how you go to your doctor and you tell them about your hot flashes and they just tell you it's just perimenopause and brush
Right.
you off?
Right.
We don't do that here.
Okay. It's like giving somebody an experience that they've had that they can
Hmm.
manage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, yeah, that has happened to me because it is pretty universal.
It's pretty universal. I know. And in
Yeah.
fact, there's physician friends of mine that are very skeptical of hormone replacement therapy and are very skeptical of me getting certified with the Menopause Society. And I don't get it. I don't know if it's from the scare, like a lot of
Hmm.
scaring of this is not safe or here are the risks. And no one's going to be giving anyone blanket HRT. It's all within risk stratification. But I just feel like I am surprised by how many female physicians are hesitant.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And we have started also we've kind of catered also towards menopausal
Yeah.
women, perimenopausal. Again, we're like the same age.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that, and yes, it's shocking how many people will not give hormones.
Well,
You
not.
know, they'll
Right.
still be like, well, is there any breast cancer in your family? And
Yeah.
like,
Right.
and all these things that, well, and again, being DPC doc, now you have time.
You have time and
You
you
have
can
time.
sort of investigate somebody's whole story.
Hmm.
Whereas I think in the traditional model, a lot of people are you okay? Are you on these meds? Okay, any big problems? Oh, 7 minutes is up. So
Yeah.
sorry, off you go. And that's not, there's no way you can know and or remember. And frankly, the volume of patients, right? 2,000 patients versus 300, 400, that's a big difference.
Oh, yeah. Huge difference.
But
So,
thank
yeah.
you for that. I will, so it's about envisioning the pain
Right.
and kind
Yep.
of spelling out how you're addressing it.
The pain point. Or how you call your doctor, you're sick, and they give you an appointment 2 weeks from now.
Right.
You can get an appointment today or
Yeah,
tomorrow.
actually, it's interesting you said that because I do these discovery calls, and sometimes it's awkward because they start and they're like, "So now what?" And I always say, "Let's start with what are the things that have worked for you in the past and what has not worked for you when you've gotten your primary care." And if they're like, "What do you mean?" I'll say something like, "What are the pain points where you're like, I wish this
Hmm.
was different?" And then that conversation flows so much better after that because everyone has a story and everyone
Right.
has like a list in their mind, but they didn't know that they had it until you asked
Exactly.
them.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good way because then also not only they get to kind of understand you, but you kind of can sort of feel people out and
Yeah,
realize who's going to be a good fit for you.
right. I haven't had that many red flags, but I've had one or two where I was like, oh my goodness. Oh wow, I think I
Hmm.
like dodged a bullet because I
Yes.
want to take good care of people. And actually, there was an amazing. She was older, more seasoned. I think she's been doing this 30 years, and at DPC, and she said it's not just about if they like you; it's about if you are comfortable with them,
Right.
because that mutual conversation, that mutual relationship, is what creates the therapeutic relationship, right?
Hmm. Yep.
And so you're not going to be able to achieve that level. I mean, you can't fake it. So
Right.
that
Yep.
helped me see things better because like, you don't want to feel like dismissive or oh I'm not giving everyone a chance or whatever.
Hmm.
But I was like, well, I think she's right. Actually, I don't think I could serve somebody to the best of my abilities if it's not mutual.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
But the women thing I'm really excited about because I really want
Yeah.
to educate. I'm doing these fireside chats. So my
Oh,
neighborhood has book
cool.
clubs. And
Oh, how
I came
nice.
up with this little idea because everyone always asks me stuff at our book club. So I said, let's do like a fireside chat. And I invited a couple other doctors in. One's a dermatologist, one's a retinal specialist, another one does obesity. And so every neighborhood I go to, my plan is one other doctor with me. And we just do an informal chat where we say, what are your questions about menopause and perimenopause or anything? And this
Yeah.
is not medical information, but it's just like your community doctor, like in your neighborhood.
Right.
Um,
That's amazing.
right?
I
I'm so
think we
excited
might
about
steal
that.
that. I like
Yeah,
that.
steal it. Go for it. I will send you my little flyer.
Oh,
It's
cool.
fantastic. And in terms of cost, it's almost nothing because
Mhm.
I mean, my girlfriend is lovely and volunteered to make little snacks, but I told her like I'll get fruit and cheese And like people usually do, if they want a glass of wine, they can, or tea or whatever it is, like beverage of choice. But because it's in the neighborhood, it's literally like moms who are like, please get me out of my house for 2 hours and
Right.
let me go chat with my friends. And we say book club because we're like, let's get out of here.
Let me read my book.
I know. My husband is like on to me. He's like, a lot of books that don't look like they've been opened. I'm like, that's not true. I did Audible.
I know, audiobooks. It was an audiobook.
I'm like, you know nothing.
That's a great idea. That is really good. I love that. Well, tell us again how we can find you on the internet. And is there anything else that you want to tell us?
Well, I think the most important thing I want to say with regards to if I'm talking to my avatar, if I'm talking to the woman who's a busy professional, young children, aging parents, taking care of everybody, is self-care doesn't have to be a luxury. It should be one of those put your oxygen mask on first. And this is the age when things start to get missed or slip. And then fast forward, things that could be preventable were not taken care of. And I think every woman, I think every person, but every woman especially needs to hear that message, because everywhere we go, we're told to take care of ourselves. But the actual action of taking care, who's doing that for you? And your direct primary care doctor is supposed to be your advocate. You need a quarterback, and that's who I am. That's who I hope to be.
Yeah. And also, a lot of the listeners will be physicians as well. So we need to remember that for ourselves as well.
Well, it was interesting. The first two people who signed up were a physician couple, and they're brilliant, and they're subspecialists, and their daughter and my daughter go to school together. And I got like kind of nervous because I was like, they're so brilliant and they're academics. And are you sure I'm like smart enough to take care of you? I don't know. I don't know why I had all these weird like complexes. And she took me aside at the last soccer game and she's listened to me. I have no time. I need someone to take care of me. And I'm bringing my husband because he won't listen to me.
Like, love it. That's great.
And she's like, and we're in the same community, so we can't run away from you.
No, yeah, that's nice. That's great.
But anyway, yeah.
Well, Bethesda Modern Primary Care.
Yeah.
And
you can find me at BethesdaDoctor.com.
Yes, I love that.
It's so fantastic. I'm so excited about the website. And then, of course, they can book a discovery call and I chat with folks for 15 minutes, see if it's a match, and then we sign up.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And we have our grand opening November 5th at 11
Oh,
a.m.
good. Yeah. So if anyone's in the area, Bethesda, the Nova, Northern Virginia area. I'm from Virginia. I didn't tell you that.
You are? I didn't know that. Which part?
Newport News, Williamsburg. I went to UVA.
Oh, that's
Virginia
so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love that part of it.
Lots of
the country's gorgeous.
It is. And I had lots of friends and, went to school up in DC. And
well, if you have DC friends, send them my way.
Yes, actually, I do have some friends in Rockville. So
send them. Rockville to my house is 12 minutes door to door.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right, Anne. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
So much. And hopefully we'll talk again. That's a wrap on my conversation with Dr. Nadia Sirdar. I want you to notice a few things from her story. First, she didn't leave hospital medicine because it was easy. She left because staying felt impossible if she wanted to feel present for her family and actually enjoy being a doctor again. Second, she didn't do it alone. The DPC community, the DPC Summit, and finding your people are what made the leap feel survivable. If you're listening and feeling isolated, that's a signal, not a sentence. Third, she built a practice that reflects who she is, relationship-based, prevention-focused, and really committed to closing the gaps in women's health around menopause and perimenopause. She didn't just copy-paste someone else's clinic, she designed one that matched her values. If that resonates, here are your 2 next steps. Step 1, your low-pressure first move. Grab the free 5-day DPC Confidence course. If you're DPC curious, this is where you start. You'll get 5 short emails that walk you through the beginning steps of opening your DPC practice, ways to talk about DPC that catch people's attention, and a timeline to help you get your DPC open in 90 days. You can get it by direct messaging the word course to @DPC Life on Instagram or by going to the link in the show notes. If you've been binging DPC content without taking action, this is your sign to get started. Step 2, for those of you closer to launch, if you're planning to open your DPC in the next 6 to 12 months, or you're already open and piecing together spreadsheets and random tools, Harmony Ops for DPC is built for you. It's my DPC-specific CRM and operations platform that helps you track leads, onboard patients, and run the back end of your practice without duct tape. Right now, we're in Founders Mode. Setup fees are reduced through December 31st, and our Founders rates are also going to increase on December 31st. So if you know DPC is in your future and you want your systems ready before you flip the switch, now is the window to take advantage of the Founders pricing. All the links are in the show notes. The DPC Confidence course, Harmony Ops for DPC, and ways to connect with Dr. Sirdar. If this episode helped you, share it with one colleague who's quietly burning out and needs to hear what's possible. Thank you for listening to DPC Life. If today's conversation inspired you, hit follow, leave a review, and share it with a friend who's ready for change. Remember, wherever you are in the journey, your DPC family has your back. Until next time, keep building a practice and a life that truly fits you. This show is brought to you by DPC Ads in Minutes and Harmony Ops Health, helping independent doctors like you grow and thrive.